There we go. Hey, Glenda, glad you got on. Diane, glad you're here. So Patty, tell me how you figured out your biological age and how that changed.
So I saw a scale on the testimonial list, the Renpho scale, RENPHO. And it's a metabolic measure. It'll measure your body mass index. It'll measure your metabolic age. It'll measure your metabolic rate, how many calories you're taking care of in a day, how much your body's burning, basically. It measures your bone mass. It measures your muscle mass. It measures your what they call visceral fat, which is your organ fat.
How do you give it all that information?
I don't know. It's a biofeedback mechanism, very much like the ITOVI.
Wow.
It has silver pads on it. So when you step, you put toe, toe, heel, heel on the pads, and it gives you your weight and all of this other information. And it tracks it. So you have an app on your phone that Bluetooth connects to your scale and gives all of this biometric feedback. It's incredibly detailed. It tells you about your bone density. It tells you about how much water you're carrying. It tells you how much, whether you're, above recommendations for water weight, below recommendations for water weight.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting tool, and it gives really good trends.
I'm just thinking how impressive that is that you've gained a year, right? You said
I lost 2 pounds, and I went from 60 years in metabolic age to 59 years in metabolic age. So it means I was right on the borderline.
Yeah.
I think, because 2 pounds is not going to change your metabolic age. No. That's like a 5-pound thing there.
That's pretty cool.
So you put in your weight, your height, your age, male or female, of course, because bone density and muscle mass is different. And then you tell it where you want to get to, and it tracks you, and it shows like, here you are now. And by the way, here's your goal, and you're getting down. So I've got 4 days of data for it. And it's like, I gained weight when I overindulged this weekend, and then boom, I've lost 2 pounds. 2 pounds.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Can you tell us again where to get to that app?
Yes. Okay. So it's a scale and an app on your phone at the same time. And the app looks like this. I have it on my phone, and it's really cool. Hold on. As soon as I can, if I stop hitting things I'm not supposed to hit. So this is what the app looks like when you get on your scale. And when it Bluetooths to your scale, this little dots go around and around, and then it tells you this, right? And then so you see down here, it gives you some information. If you just scroll up, it's got all of this other information, your weight, your BMI, whether or not you're obese. It tells you about your muscle mass, your bone density. It tells you how much water weight you're carrying. It tells you all kinds of stuff. And one of the things it tells you at the bottom is metabolic age.
Got it.
Okay. How do you spell it?
It's RENPHO. Now I went to Amazon, and I'll show you. I went to Amazon, and it was on sale, 20% off. And then I have some credits from some previous purchases. But I'll show you what it looks like on the Amazon thing. If I scroll down, it'll show me what I just bought.
Is it paying for the app?
When you buy the scale, you can download the app for free.
That makes more sense. Now I got it.
Yes, you buy the scale. And so I got mine at 20% off. So it went from $35 down to $19.99. And then I got a discount on top of that. And of course, the free shipping stuff.
Ordering that tonight. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Now, it's not going to solve all your problems, but let me tell you something. It gives you information you would have to go to a doctor to get and then pay for testing.
Yeah.
So
Be aware.
it works on a biofeedback mechanism, very much like the iTovi does. And we don't know how that works. We just know that it does. And it's strangely, weirdly accurate.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way I could tie the iTovi into this and it would tell me what I
Goodness. Oh
do.
my goodness. Thank you for that. Would you, while I talk about you for a minute and while we talk, would you maybe put in the chat the actual name of the scale you bought so we could look it up if people want to do it?
Absolutely.
All right. Yes, Lee was just asking that too. Okay, so people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. We're so excited to hear from Patti tonight, but I just can't wait to share my oil story. So I need to tell you all that MetaPower is literally changing my life. I have wanted to have a metabolic health for my entire life, and I am feeling so much better. I am feeling younger. I am feeling like my body composition, like my watch is looser. I've only lost 8 pounds, but everything is different. How my clothes are fitting my body is different. The energy I have from just getting up from my chair and standing up after sitting for 3 hours doing stuff isn't anymore creak, 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 stiff joints. It's go, go, go. I am sleeping better, deeper. I shouldn't say better. I am sleeping deeper. And because I'm sleeping deeper, this is so strange, you guys, I'm not getting up to go to the bathroom like I used to. And I know that sounds strange, but I think because I'm sleeping deeper, I'm not awake enough to have to go to the bathroom. Now, I still am sometimes. It changes through nights. But last night as I woke up, I said to Joe, it's the best night's sleep. I had 9 hours sleep and I didn't get up to go to the bathroom, and it was deep, good sleep. I just can't believe how different it is. And it has to be the MetaPower. I haven't changed anything else.
How long were you on it before you felt that kind of sleep?
It took about 2 weeks before I started to feel that. So the sleep is, and it's not every night. I would say I feel, it's definitely every night it's better than it was, but about every third or fourth night, I just sleep better than I ever have. And it's quite amazing to me. My skin is so much better. My head is clearer. And you guys know me enough to know that I am somebody that gets things done. And I am so Energizer Bunny. I am just, oh my goodness, my poor husband. Okay, we're gonna do this project. Okay, now I need your help with this project. Now we're gonna do this project. And I wish if you were on my family newsletter, you would see the new cornice that I created above my bedroom. And we got the garden planted and we got the food storage pulled out and organized in my back. It's just like I am nutty with energy.
Come to
And
my house. I need help with my garden.
I just have to tell you that I feel good. And then even today at Grandma Day, Kaylee took a picture of me swinging with Kaylee. And I thought to myself, I hate pictures of me. I hate pictures of me. I hate pictures of me. It's just not, I'm always worried about what I look like. I'm always worried about it. But I just want you to know that I look at this picture and I just see healthy. I see healthy. And to me, MetaPower is giving me a natural help with my metabolism. And I am not craving eating. I am eating less. I am still eating out of habit, but even that, I'm trying to curb that and just doing so much better. That was my oil story. It was really long. I'm sorry, but I'm just loving MetaPower so much. So anybody else have an oil story they want to share? And I need to video myself saying all that. So you're probably going to see a video of me. I got to get that all on video so I can share it with people. But anybody else have any oil story they would like to share? MetaPower or anything else? Okay, quiet people today. Well, I am loud enough for us all. Sorry, very voice.
I loved your story.
Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. I feel very like I have to tell the world too, and that's a little bit hard because I don't want to come off salesy and I don't want to come off. I don't want it to be. I know it's not the answer for every person, but from all the testimonials, it seems to be the answer for a lot of people. So it's going to be really exciting to see what this does in the next few months, in the next 6 months, in the next year of our lives. So I'm going to turn time over to Patti because she's prepared a wonderful presentation for us tonight. Now, Patti is the mom of 3. She is doing Doterra full time. She is an aroma touch and symphony of the cells guru. If you are ever in need of symphony of the cells help, she would definitely be the one to talk to. Patti has a way of, because she has a medical background being a surgical tech, she has a way of sharing the oils and the information with us that to me is knowledgeable, and yet she doesn't go too much over my head, and it helps me really understand it. And so I really appreciate when Patti says she'll teach, because I always enjoy it and I enjoy her energy. So we'll turn time over to Patti.
Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? I am Patti Kent, and my oil business is Nobly Created. Thank you so much, Shalene, for that beautiful intro. I've been using the oils for 6 years now. Leanne is my upline, and she has been really instrumental in helping me focus on the business and figuring out all the ins and outs of, planting your tree and everything. And last month, my team and I got to Elite for the first time, and we are very, very excited. And we're still working on that this month. But and I'm offering some, bonus enrollment things for folks coming in on my team. So let me get to share my screen real quick, and we'll get into the meat of it all. And here is my screen. Now, I know that I can get this whole thing on a slideshow, which is awesome, but then I lose my notes.
Yep. We can still see it beautifully, so you can keep it the other way.
Oh, okay, great. Because I'm gonna go back so I can see. I only have notes on a few, so the rest of it is up in front. So aromatherapy. How does it work and why with Doterra? And what we don't understand, a lot of people don't understand the benefits of aromatherapy. They think it's that oil stuff. And it's because the science in the advancements in aromatherapy is not easily accessible to us here in the United States. There are a lot of counter scientific claims about aromatherapy. A lot of scientific sites say that there's not enough evidence. Well, that's really only here in the United States. Outside of the United States, there is bona fide aromatherapeutic standards held in Europe and in Central Asia and in Australia. But one of the questions we hear in the United States is there any proof that it works? Well, I did a very, very brief Google search for aromatherapy case studies, not just aromatherapy ideas or diffuser ideas, but aromatherapy case studies. And I hit 29,200 results today. Now, they're not all here, but this is just a very brief, this is like the first top 4 hits. Aromatherapy for Health Professionals, which is a book, Aromatherapy Used in Dementia, where it says that there are studies of efficacy, but there's a marked paucity of adequately sized studies that incorporate a placebo. How are you going to put in a placebo for aromatherapy? Have them sniff water? So aromatherapy practice in nursing, literature review, massage and aromatherapy massage, nursing, art, and science. This is just the first part of the list. There were more than 10 pages, of course. So the proof is out there. We have to go and find it. What is aromatherapy? It is the practice of using essential oils for a therapeutic benefit. It has been used for centuries. When inhaled, the scent molecules and essential oils travel from the olfactory nerves directly to the brain and especially impact the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain. This is on hopkinsmedicine.org. So this is one of the top, this is Johns Hopkins Hospital Medicine site. Our emotions, excuse me, I'm sorry, I went too far. Our emotions present themselves as chemical signals in our bodies, signals that can cause pain or block healing factors. As we inhale the molecules and absorb them into our skin, we benefit from emotional recognition and designation. What this means is that if we're in pain, emotional pain, we may not be able to recognize what emotion we are feeling. We can be overwhelmed. Emotions can be mixed too deeply or uncomfortably muddled, and we can identify them. When we don't identify them, they run the gambit, they run the show. When we identify our emotions and we designate them, as in, this is, I am feeling fear because of some trauma, or I'm feeling fear because I don't have enough information. When we designate our emotions, we control them, not the other way around. So you name it, you claim it, you get rid of it, or you cycle through it, or you focus on it. There's, when we clearly identify our emotions, we gain control over them and can better understand our feelings and ourselves. Emotional aromatherapy is a necessary step in healing our bodies and our hearts. So tonight's presentation is going to be emotional aromatherapy. So, and in this, there are ingredients to these emotional aromatherapy oil blends that specifically help with uplifting our spirits, helping our brains focus, and increasing a sense of grounding and well-being. And so as we go through each of these slides, I'll point out which ones are which. And so now I'm going to give you the beautiful view, because my notes are all up here. There we go. So this is our first one, cheer. Cheer contains several oils that have been shown to have emotional uplifting effects, specifically the citrus and some of the spices. So we have wild orange peel, we have lemon, we have myrtle and ginger rhizome. These are uplifting scents. The myrtle leaf, the myrtle has been historically a wedding greenery that has been used in the Middle East for celebrations, and it brings a sense of community to the ritual of weddings. Wild orange peel and the ginger are uplifting scents. The vanilla bean and the star anise, these are grounding scents. Star anise is slightly sweet, more licoricey. These have been put together into cheer, which is called the uplifting blend. This is to help us to stay outside of the doldrums, outside of a sense of ennui or boredom. This is to help us become a little bit happier of where we are. And it helps us to stay motivated to do what we need to do as far as working through emotions, if we're feeling in the doldrums or not. This is the words that you see here are taken directly from Doterra's product page. And it is about having a bright disposition and a cheery attitude, helping us to work through the bumps in life. It helps you feel fresh and optimistic and will help brighten any moment of your day. And we'll go to the next slide. So this is our first emotional aroma blend, cheer. Our second aroma blend is console. Now, this has a lot of woods in it. You'll see the frankincense resin, the amyris bark, the sandalwood, the labdanum. These are grounding, centering, looking into ourselves, sort of woodsy aromas. When they are paired with something as uplifting as rose and osmanthus, what this does is this gives us the ability to look back and to be secure and to look back without looking back in fear, but to look back with confidence and with a sense of joy and a sense of reverence. This is about letting go of something that you've lost, whether it is a person, a pet, an opportunity, maybe a decision that you have to make where you have to let go of one style of life to incorporate another one into it. Whether you're letting go of your childhood, heading off to college, whether you're letting go of college, heading off into the adult world, if you're relocating from one coast to another coast, there's always going to be a sense of loss of community. Console can help you look back on that. And yeah, to even cycle through the letting go process so that you don't move forward with regrets. And that's one of the things it says at the bottom here. It says it takes your first steps on a hopeful path toward emotional healing.
So I've given this oil many times to people that have lost someone.
Yes.
I feel like when somebody is going through that emotional loss of, you know, it's been a spouse, it's been a mother, it's been children in some cases, it somehow brings uplift, and you know, somehow you're able to handle it.
It takes a sense of loss or being lost and turns it into just sort of a confident knowing, sort of an acceptance of the change. Change is scary. Most people don't like it. I'm weird. I find change exhilarating.
Yeah.
That says a lot. The next one is forgive. And now forgive is, it's a very unique group of oils. If you look here at the top, there is Nukta and Arborvitae and Spruce, which are grounding, but there's also this citrus in here, the citronella, the bergamot, the distilled lemon. These are uplifting as well as grounding. But look here what happens with the myrrh and the thyme and the juniper berry. This is like the break in the emotional spectrum where you go into a stoppage, right? It's like this is like what brings like everything to a screeching halt, is this thyme and this juniper berry and this myrrh. And what it does is it just allows you to stop feeling like you want to hurt yourself about something, right? Forgive is one of those where you have to just let go. It's like the emotions come and then they stop right here. And then there's nothing. And it doesn't mean that you're like empty. It just means that you no longer hold on to this, this agitation. You no longer hold on to this guilt. You no longer hold on to this self-righteous injury kind of thing. You have to let this forgive. It really does amazing things to not just heal your perspective on life, but to also, like, if you're in a relationship with someone and you have resentments built up, forgive is a great way to let go of the angst of that resentment so you can actually work through what's causing those resentments. Because if you're having fights with your loved one about the toilet paper rolls, honey, it ain't about the toilet paper rolls. You know, it's not about the muddy prints on the floor. That's not what it's about. And forgive helps you get past that, the angst and the hurt and the anger of,
and I'm sorry to keep stepping in, but
go right ahead.
When I had somebody come up on the iTovi with forgive, it was a gentleman that was probably about 60 years old. I will never forget that came up for him, and he went, "Oh, I don't need to forgive anybody." And he went, "Oh, wait a second. I need to forgive myself." And it was so touching, because he obviously had something that was very important that he felt he needed to forgive himself for. And so I love that you brought that up. It's not just about our feelings and frustrations with others.
Right. I'm my harshest critic. Everyone else is so much nicer to me when they're correcting me than I am. And so sometimes I let myself down. Well, okay, a lot of times I let myself down.
Yeah.
And so I have to forgive myself for that too. And sometimes, we make decisions that are not good. And we have to deal with that and the repercussions of that. And part of that is forgiving ourselves for making a bad decision,
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one specifically, you can diffuse or use on your pulse points to create an inspiring and grounding atmosphere where you can journal, recite affirmations, talk it out, that sort of thing. It really is sort of a safe place oil, really. So our next one is motivate. And so I want to, wait, where'd it go? Motivate, there it is. So I want to show where some of these focus blends are in here. I mean, some of these focusing oils, the peppermint, the rosemary, the coriander, the melissa, and the cardamom. These are invigorating oils. The cardamom is a respiratory invigorator. This will help bring oxygen in. You keep those deep breaths coming. The peppermint and the rosemary are decongestants and invigorating oil. The peppermint helps with bringing blood to the area. It's a vasodilator. And so this helps to increase your focus so that you can kind of get through the blase, oh, where do I go? Oh, what's next on my list kind of pause. So whether you're, and I love the way that it puts this, it's like, whether you're learning a new skill, working on a do-it-yourself project, or sticking with the exercise plan, you need motivation. And I have Motivate in a roll-on in my purse, and I use it because sometimes I get so lost with all of the different to-do lists. But I also find that you kind of have to have a little bit of a uplift and emotional, like well-being feeling of happiness. And that's where this wild orange and this lemongrass and the spearmint come in. And that it's very uplifting, very happy oils for me. And the vanilla absolute, well, that just sweetens the whole mix, I think. It really does a great job. It helps you to find your clear focus, helps you to fine tune your goal setting. And I use Motivate, like I said, it's in my purse.
It's a perfume for me. It is like, man, the best.
It's a lovely perfume. I really like it.
The aromatherapy help I get from Motivate, it's probably one of my favorite Doterra products. It literally is.
It took me a couple years to find it, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful I got the touch when I did. I got the touch set a couple of years ago, and I'm glad that I got it then.
Yeah.
So next is passion. So passion actually has some fractionated coconut oil in it. The rest of these blends do not. So it has a touch of FCO. But if we look in here, we see a lot of, really high, I want to say the linalool alpha content in passion is really high. Now, those of you who have heard me before, I've spoken about linalool alpha and how it is such a tiny little monoterpene that it crosses over the blood-brain barrier and responds in our neurons in a way that helps increase the amount of serotonin we have zipping back and forth over our neuronal gap. Now, all of that sciencese means one thing. It makes us feel lovely. It's the love happen. It's the love potion. Jasmine, magnolia, vanilla, damania, ylang ylang. These are all linalool alpha sweethearts. Rose and lavender and blue lotus are the other ones, and gardenia as well. We have these florals in here, which are just, this is our oxytocin booster, serotonin love potion kind of stuff. And then we've got this spiciness down in here with the cardamom and the cinnamon bark. I mean, what is passion except love and spice, right? I mean, this is a great blend. And it doesn't have to be, partner type of sexy passion love. It can be something that you're absolutely in love with, like reading. Like, this is my favorite hobby, is to sit down and read. I read almost every second that I can. But anything that you love to do, spending time with your grandchildren, volunteering at your neighborhood animal shelter, watching the latest sci-fi series. It's like, wow, have they read my diary to write this down? All of those inspiring moments, those deep well of happiness, kind of, this is your goal, this is your calling in life. That's what passion is for. It can help you to rekindle your desire to do something if you've grown too busy or too distracted to do it recently. And it can also help, create connection between people, of course, for rekindling connection. And then there's peace. Now we're going to look at peace, and we're going to see a lot of grounding. We're going to see some serotonin and some serotonin revitalizers. We've got some community members, some community building in here. So we're going to look at the grounding at the labdanum, the marjoram, the frankincense, the vetiver. These are all very calming oils for peace. Lavender and the ylang ylang and the clary sage, they help our hormones. They help our body come into a place of relaxation. Lavender, as everyone knows, is a sleepy oil, but it's the one that has the linalool alpha in it. And the lowest amount on our spectrum, and on our love oil spectrum. Rose has the highest level and lavender has the lowest. And if lavender has the lowest, and it is remarkable for its ability to relax and calm and serenade your emotions down, I mean, this is a very effective oil for just being calm and just coming to an end of the day and sort of tying things up into little bows and just putting things away and putting your mind at ease. And a little bit of spearmint there at the bottom. I kind of like the addition of the spearmint in the piece because it does kind of help it doesn't shut all your systems down, right? The spearmint is a healthy oxygenator as well. So anytime that you're feeling anxious, afraid, overwhelmed, the piece helps bring a sense of calmness to your surroundings. So it helps you to slow down, take a deep breath, and be composed and collected. So all of these oils, and here I want to show you the emotional aromatherapy kit. The retail is $220 if you wanted to buy these little 5 milliliter vials by themselves. If you buy it in the whole kit, it's $159 and it's 150 PV, which makes it the perfect enrollment kit because at 150 PV, you get free enrollment, you get free shipping, and you get your first, little box. Isn't it pretty? So over here to the side, you see this emotion wheel is what we call this. This tells us what types of oils have which effects on our emotions. So if you look here to the orange, the citrus oils are energizing, optimistic, and creative. And the spices are enthusiastic, joyful, and bold. And you can see which oils have the combination of the majority of their essences in these sections of the wheel here. Peace, of course, over here by the mints and the florals, but we just saw that, and a few spices, the console having the florals and the trees, forgive having the trees and the grasses together. You can see where if you're feeling one of these emotions, what oil family, aromatherapy family you need to go to. So if you need something that is positive or courageous, go to a mint, pick up peppermint or spearmint or any of the other mint likes that we have, like a Raven Sarah or something. If you need something to be tranquil, reassuring, affirming for you, go pick up a floral, go get a ylang ylang or something like that. The content and the comforting and the open heart. This is for herbs and grasses. This is a vetiver. This is our This is our cardamom. This is our part of our rosemary is in here, opening and contentment. So you see there's a whole spectrum of effects for these different aroma families.
Is this wheel available on the doTERRA site?
Yeah.
It is actually, yes. This wheel is in the media section. If you look for emotional aromatherapy, you will see it there. And then also those who order the emotional aromatherapy kit will get their own wheel with the kit.
And can I just say, everybody that's on tonight is already enrolled. Just so that you're aware, you can always buy these kits. So
Always.
just because she said you could enroll with this kit, you can just buy this kit at the wholesale price because you already have a membership. And it's just such a wonderful way to have therapy with natural aromas. So.
Yes, absolutely. And so since I mentioned the enrollment kit, I was going to mention our specials for October. Dun, dun, dun. Our promos, of course, are about focus and aromatherapy and motivation. So this all fits really together with our October promos. Our product of the month, our loyalty is Balance. So if you have a 125 PV loyalty order by October 15th, you would have gotten a free Balance. And you see it has a lot of woodsy in here. It's got spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, and then it has a balance of that connectivity and that grounding and that confidence with blue tansy and blue chamomile and osmanthus, which are some of our florals that help us with feeling positive and upbeat. And we have a 180 PV order this month, and they receive adaptive capsules. And adaptive is our calming blend, but it has a focusing. It is a bioadaptive blend in that it kind of gives your body what you need. If you need more focus, it helps push you towards focus. If you need to be relaxed and have less anxiety, it helps to calm that anxiety down and give you a more normative response. It improves cognitive function. It balances healthy levels of mood stabilizing hormones. I mean, these are all really incredible effects. It's got a chemical, an ingredient found in skelettium extract, brings a feeling of alert serenity. So how they balance the serene relaxation with being alert, I don't know, but I want that. And it's also, we have GABA. And GABA is, it's a really big long name. We're just going to call it GABA for now. It's called the brakes of the brain because it lowers overactive neural cells. And it helps to downshift you without turning you off. And it's one of my favorite helpers when I get a little too nervous about things. And our 10% off oil this month is pink pepper, and this is all month long in October. Pink pepper can be used, it is a pure oil, so it can be used internally, topically, and inhaling. So here is a couple of really great ideas. It can soothe the nervous system when taken internally. It has citrus and floral oils in a blend. You can blend it with citrus and florals because it's just that wonderful of a smell. It can promote healthy cellular immune function and response. And it really helps with skin issues. I put it in my Skin Saver Salve. And we also have it in our booth. We have our scrubs. We have a scrub that has pink pepper in it, a sugar scrub. It's great with diffusers. You can see it. It can be combined with green mandarin and purify for a really nice, clean, fresh smell. Or you could put it with green mandarin and Siberian fir for a warm, uplifting smell. It smells a little bit like pepper, and it's related to black pepper, but it is not black pepper.
And it doesn't make you sneeze.
And it doesn't make you sneezies. That's right. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta turn this thing off. Sorry about that, y'all. Anyway, this is an idea. This is overnight quinoa power bowl. So I'm sorry, not quinoa. Yeah, it's got quinoa and chia and almond butter and honey and all sorts of good stuff in it. And you just let it soak overnight with the pink pepper. And this is like a morning power boost for you. The quinoa and the chia create a full spectrum, what do they call a complete protein, not a full spectrum protein. Sorry about that. A complete protein, so that you don't have to combine with other proteins during the day. You get your essentials and your non-essentials proteins there. And because we have just a few more moments left, right, Shalene, we got a few moments.
Yep.
Okay, so here we have the pink pepper behind the bottle short video. Can you guys see this?
Yep.
We know that our village is very far away, but we have been waiting for you anxiously with open arms. Our families are very grateful that you have arrived.
This is in Peru.
The process to harvest pink pepper is simple. We use a pole to shake the berries loose. We collect the berries and let them dry in the sun.
And they're just separating those berries by hand.
We separate and clean the berries using a ventilation technique.
Real high-tech stuff here.
Before Doterra, we weren't harvesting the pink pepper. We are so grateful we have a good buyer now. It has created more jobs for the people in our village. We can now educate our children and buy them clothes.
Okay, and there you go. That's the end of that. Did everybody get that nice little video to watch?
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank
I
you.
love those videos.
I do too. And
I hunt them down.
it makes me feel so good at times. Every time I use a doTERRA product, I'm thinking how blessed we are for all the work they do. And the doTERRA goes about changing so many lives to be able to bring us the oils. Patti, thank you so much. You're so funny. You brought up pink pepper and I was like, oh, I wish we had time for the video. And then you had that video. You're so good. Patti, I love the way you teach. I don't know what it is about you, but you just make me smile the whole time.
Oh, thank you.
Love your information. We can all benefit aromatherapy wise from those wonderful oils. Keep in mind that none of those oils are to be taken internally that she talked about tonight.
That's right. In fact, the adaptive that is in the capsule is a slightly different formula than is in the adaptive oil, and the adaptive oil is not to be taken internally.
Right.
So all of these are good for topical use. The
And
ones that have citrus, of course, we should always be very careful in the sun, make sure that we're watching out for photosensitivity.
Right.
But the rest of them are all good for aromatherapy, topical use. You can put them on the bottoms of your feet if you don't like the way they smell, but you need to do the work anyway.
That's
You
right.
know, so Do the work, people.
Thank you.
There, now you have no excuse. You have to do the work.
And we have the information. Thank you so much, Patty. Hey, before we go to our business, can I just tell you that tomorrow, Lee Herring and I are going to be teaching a morning Zoom class at 11 and an evening Zoom class at 7, just about MetaPower. So if you weren't on the top of the call, you're going to want to get on and learn about MetaPower, people, because you all have an account, and this stuff has changed my life. And I shouldn't lead with the fact that I've lost 8 pounds. I think Lee's lost 10 in the last few weeks. It's not a weight loss product. It's a metabolism product, and it is helping me feel younger and be so much better. And I just can't, I gotta tell everybody. So excited about that. So Lee and I are teaching classes tomorrow on Zoom, same link. Just join us up tomorrow at 11 or 7 p.m. or send somebody else that wants to learn about it. We're always happy to have people on.
Are you going to record it?
Oh, I never even thought about that. We should.
I'm going to be gone all day tomorrow and I so want to hear it.
Yeah. Well, we'll record it for you. We'll record it, Diane. That'll be
Thank
great. Maybe
you.
we'll record the evening one, because then we'll have a good practice one in the morning. I'll record them both, and then I'll decide which one to keep. There you go.
Thank
So
you.
I am next week doing an unusual, it's one of those last week of the Tuesdays of the month where I'm doing a short class, and I put something on my doorstep for everybody, but I'm going to be talking about how I use the oils in my kitchen and in my food. And on my doorstep is going to be a couple of things, some protein balls and some date balls that I put oils in a little snack bag for samples. So if you're here anytime during the day on Tuesday, drop by and pick up the samples and then join the Zoom call. It'll just be a short, it'll probably be 20 minutes or so, just a short Zoom on Tuesday night next week about using the oils in your food and cooking. So hope you join us then. And if you want to stay on for the business, feel free to stay on, because we just talked for another 15 minutes or so about how we can help more people naturally. Thank you so much for being here. And Patty, thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember